Gabe, wait for me!
Run faster! It's right behind us! Here, go into the kitchen.
What are we gonna do? We can't outrun it.
We gotta hide. It's our only chance to survive the night.
We can't fall asleep, though. What if it finds us?
I think we still have some coffee from earlier. That should keep us alert.
Gabe, hurry!
Got it. Here we go. Expedition Roasters. The artisanal roasters, especially pop culture inspired coffees.
Oh yeah, this'll keep us awake. It was really good this morning. I bet it's even good cold. It was Ghoulish Delight, right?
Ironically, it was Happily Never After. You know, the ones themed after the Haunted Mansion?
Well, it looks like we stumbled into our own haunted mansion, am I right?
It's no time for jokes. Drink this.
Oh man, this is good.
Trust me, as soon as we get out of here, you can buy as much Expedition Roasters as you want. I know you love the art on the bags.
Hey, can I have some of that coffee? I'd kill for a good cup of coffee. Not literally, of course.
You gotta be joking me. Ow!
Just give him the coffee and shut up.
Sorry if I scared you. Being a bit tired can for sure make me a bit grouchy. Oh man, that's so good. Reminds me of a coffee I had at this old mansion in New Orleans. One heck of a swinging wake.
If you like that, you might like their other ones. They come out with other flavored coffees all the time.
I don't think ghosts have internet access.
Well, we must be going now.
Thank you for the coffee.
Anytime, and thanks for not hurting us.
Oh, it's not a problem. I never wanted to hurt you or follow you home, but...
But what?
I can't speak for my friends.
Start your hauntingly good time today at expeditionroasters.com and use coupon code DUO15 to save 15% off your first purchase of Expedition Roasters themed coffees. Brew your happy place. Expedition Roasters, an adventure in every bag.
Welcome to Theme Park Duo Podcast. Grab your severed heart monster friends and hop in line as we take you on a creepy tour of some of the best haunts around.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Theme Park Duo Podcast. I'm Gabe.
And I'm Nikki.
And we are
The Theme Park Duo.
Now we have our first spooky episode of the Halloween season.
Woo! It's your favorite time of the year.
Woo, it is the best time of year. Mm-hmm. With all the spooky stuff coming out and all the monsters and the scary and the fog and the stuff and the screaming. It's so good.
It's very fitting that this is when our child is going to be born.
Well, it's like everyone's screaming over there, then the baby's going to be screaming as she comes out. It's great.
I
It's
will also
fantastic.
be screaming.
You're screaming too. Everyone
Yeah.
will be screaming. I'll be
Uh-huh.
screaming. Everyone.
You got to keep your cool.
Oh, cool, calm, collected.
Well, anyway, I bring that up because it's going to be a Halloween season of the theme park Uno because I'm not going to anything.
Which is why we have our episode kind of the way it is today. I went to Halloween Horror Nights. Nikki did not, so she
not.
is more kind of talking to me about my perspective on the event.
I dropped you off.
You did drop me off. Thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
That was a big part of it. You played a big role.
I dropped you off. I made sure you had your backpack. I told you to have a good time. It was like I was
That was
dropping
a
you off to
large
school.
part of it. You were, have fun at school, child.
Have fun at scary camp, Gabe.
Oh, he's gonna have a blast. No, so I went to Halloween Horror Nights here at Universal Studios Hollywood without Nikki for the first time in a really long time, and that felt really weird right off the bat. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm used to having my cohort, my partner in crime, my everything next to me, and you weren't. I mean, and you lived vicariously through me through our Instagram stories. How was that?
It was really fun. You were very thorough with all your reviews after each
Thank
maze.
you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Lots of fun pictures. And it was really fun kind of getting to see everything that you were doing along the way. And you were very, very diligent about posting. There was like 30 posts or something.
I was trying hard.
Yeah, you did a really good job.
I was trying very, very hard.
So it almost felt like I was there.
There you go. And anybody else who happened to watch my Instagram story, hopefully you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So, but let's just jump right into it. So for Universal Studios Hollywood, their Halloween Horror Nights lineup included Halloween 4, The Walking Dead, Universal Monsters, Trick or Treat, Stranger Things, The Horrors of Blumhouse, The First Purge, and Poltergeist. Those are all the mazes. And it was a pretty big lineup right off the bat. Like, everybody, I think, was pretty excited about all the different IPs that were included in this year's event. So it was a little bit more hype than usual, you know, like in years past where it's like, oh my god, The Shining. Oh my god, Exorcist. I think a lot of people were jazzed about Poltergeist. They were jazzed about Halloween coming back. And they were also jazzed about Stranger Things, Trick or Treat. They were happy about Universal Monsters coming back. You know, overall, I feel like the hype for this season was there. And from a person's perspective who went, I think that this is probably one of the stronger years in recent memory for Halloween Horror Nights.
That's awesome.
And it isn't because, you know, the prior years sucked or anything. You know, the prior years had great mazes. And it just feels a little bit better this year with a more well-rounded maze selection and the quality of those mazes. So that's how I feel about the event as a whole. With that being said, I do feel like the event can feel a bit more cohesive.
Yeah.
I think that's where I kind of falter with saying it's amazing. The event's great, and it's one of the best it's been in a while, but it still doesn't feel cohesive. It still feels like just pieces thrown about the park. You know what I mean?
Do you think it's because there's dead zones?
I think that has a really big part of it.
I feel like my biggest problem with Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood in the past few years is how much they've restricted the scare zones.
Yeah, they seem to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
And, you know, you get it right when you walk in. You have the scare zones, 2 scare zones. You know, now that Baker Street is completely demolished, there's no scare zone there. You still have the French Street, which has a scare zone, but it's only dedicated to a small piece of area, a small piece of property that you can only get to through going through a maze. And then all Springfield's empty. The bottom lot, lower lot's empty completely. The only other 2 scare zones are Holidays in Hell, which is on the back lot, and then Toxic Tunnel, which you have to go through.
Yeah.
And I think overall, the scare zones at Halloween Horror Nights are always really cool. And I always want more of them, is what I feel like.
My problem is I don't consider them scare zones. I consider the entrance a scare zone, and Toxic Tunnel is a scare zone, because they're areas that you have to go into in order to get somewhere else. You cannot avoid them.
Yes.
And they're semi like free reign. You know, the monsters can get you wherever they want. You know, it's up to them. And the other 2 are very. You have to go into them, like, in order to be scared.
You purposely have to go out of your way in order to do that.
You can avoid them.
You can avoid them,
yes. Which they're not scare zones. They're glorified extra mazes, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't disagree with you at all.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's where I kind of falter and where you kind of touched upon when I said that I feel like the event is somewhat in pieces. It never feels cohesive, and I think it's because of that.
Yeah.
I feel like the event relies solely on its mazes and its IPs as opposed to kind of making the whole park feel like it's the attraction, which I feel like is the right way to go.
Yeah.
And separating these scare zones apart and kind of making you go out of your way to experience them, I think is a detriment to the experience of Halloween Horror Nights in its entirety
Yeah.
overall. Because like you said, opening scare zone, Hell's Harvest, fantastic. These oblong scarecrow heads that almost are like bulbous in certain ways. They're all carrying chainsaws. It's really off-putting. Decorations are cool. Music is great. You know, that's really threatening when someone comes up to you with a chainsaw. That's fantastic. And then the immediate scare zone after that is Trick or Treat, which everyone loves Trick or Treat. You have werewolves and zombie kids and all this stuff running around in that first area right by the Universal Plaza. But as soon as you pass the Universal Plaza, right by Shrek, from Shrek to Simpsons, nothing.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing. And the only other little scare zone they have is the Universal Masquerade, or the Monster Masquerade, rather, which you can only go through if you were to exit the Universal Monsters Maze.
Yeah.
I don't, like you said, that's not really considered a scare zone. It's part of the maze. It's like the after party to the maze.
Because you have to go through the maze.
Yeah, but it was such a small footprint.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like those scare zones, and I mean, like, Trick or Treat being bumped up against Hell's Harvest wasn't terrible. Sometimes they overlapped, which was a little weird. I wish it was kind of pushed further, like maybe it was in front of Production Central, like right next to
The entrance to
Animal
Hogsmeade.
Actors and in front of Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
That big circle area.
Yeah.
I feel like having at least that little bit of a space would be okay, but not huge spaces of dead space. And if Universal Masquerade took over that entire street and you could walk up and down it, that'd be totally fine. Because they've done that in the past and it's worked out. And, you know, the years where they've had Dark Christmas, and then they had that zombie one.
Yeah.
I think that was on that street, and they also had like another Masquerade one that was
They
on
had
that
another
street.
Masquerade one too, which I liked. But
Yeah.
I think Dark Christmas was the last year that I was really like jazzed about the scare zone.
Well, that scare zone was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Which, don't be too upset, because later on in Holidays in Hell, you'll see some very familiar things.
Oh no, I assumed I would. the moment they were in the panel and they announced it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna see some Dark Christmas stuff. But you know what? Everyone reuses stuff.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So
That's fine.
Then after that, you have to go all the way down to the lower lot, which they've had scare zones in the lower lot previously. They've stopped putting them there for some reason. I mean, there must be some logistical reason for not putting them there anymore.
Too crowded, maybe?
Maybe too crowded or too many incidents. I know that when I was there, and it was the year that scarecrows were down there.
That was the last year.
The scarecrow stilt walker fell down.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's because of crowds or anything, but there's not been one there since.
Yeah.
And then on your way to the lower lot, the only other scare zone that you are forced to walk through is Toxic Tunnel.
And I think that's a perfect place for a scare zone.
It's perfection.
Yeah.
And it's all it needs to be. I think that the theming is fantastic. I love the energy of the actors. I love the music, the lighting, everything is fantastic. And to me, this is probably my favorite scare zone because of that.
Yeah, the tunnel is, like, whatever theme they put in there, it's usually one of my favorites, just because of the enclosed space. You know, you have to go in there. There's no other option. I just think it's really, really cool, and it's always one of my favorites.
Yeah, no, and the actors are so well trained. They get so close to your face with the things that they're carrying. And it's really unnerving if they're, like, for guys, they always swing at our gonads with whatever they're holding, and that makes me jump immediately.
I always wonder how there's
protect.
not more incidences, because they do get really close.
I'm sure there are sometimes,
Yeah.
but I think they just are highly trained. They know what they're doing. And, you know, them jumping off the walls and getting in people's faces, just the high energy nature of that scare zone is what I want from a scare zone at Halloween Horror Nights. That when I think Halloween Horror Nights scare zone, I think that.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that so far this season has been my favorite scare zone. After that is Holidays in Hell, which is in the same footprint as The Purge was,
And the Demon's Door.
and Demon's
no.
Door is Six Flags.
Oh, I said the wrong thing. It was the it was the devil.
It was
Metro Hell.
Metro Urban
No,
Metro Hell.
Metro Hell.
It was Metro Hell.
Yes, it was Metro Hell.
Well, it's the same footprint. They utilize it a bit better this time around.
Okay.
Like much better. It feels like there's more space to go around in.
That's good, because Metro Hell.
Not open, not space in the sense of like, oh, I could walk around as much as I want. No, I mean the pathway that they've carved out
bigger.
feels longer.
Oh, that's good.
Like more turns and windy and all this stuff.
Okay.
Because they have to kind of separate the holidays.
Yeah.
And overall, I feel like that quote scare zone is extremely entertaining. Like it's really fun. Like you immediately walk through Valentine's Day, which leads into there's New Year, then Valentine's Day, and then St. Patrick's Day, then Easter, and then Cinco de Mayo, and then Independence Day, and then then there's Dia de los Muertos, then Thanksgiving, and then Christmas.
Well, that's pretty cool.
And then there's Father Time at the end.
They put a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah. I mean, and all it's filled with props.
See, but wouldn't that be better if that was blown up over the entire backlot?
That entire scare zone needs to be the entire backlot. Period.
Yeah.
Hands
You
down.
could have it
I mean, it
like-
might be a limitation because it's the backlot and people film and they can't do that during the day, but
They can roll out sets and stuff.
and they've done that in the past.
Yeah.
You know, I think that this scare zone deserves a much larger footprint.
Yeah.
If anything, I'd rather, like, if we were the ones controlling everything,
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have nothing down there and keep Toxic Tunnel and then put Holidays in Hell on
at
the
the
lower
top.
lot. On the lower lot.
Lower lot or straight up at the top. And have each it could be the whole thing. It could be the whole shebang. Like New Year's could be the entrance and go down a little further. It could be St. Patrick's Day, and like it could be the entire
Park.
upper lot.
No, I actually think that's really smart. That would
Yeah.
be really, really fun.
Yeah, and then you'd give a decent amount of space to each holiday, and you could have bigger props, like I didn't want to compare, but like Orlando has, bigger, more impressive props for their scare zones. You could do something like that, and it would just be better. I don't know how else to say it.
I don't disagree, and I think that's actually a really smart idea. But overall, just talking about like what we have, I think that condensing these scare zones into these mini walkthrough attractions doesn't work well, because I don't think of it as a scare zone like you said. It just feels like I'm conga lining through this area waiting for someone in a costume to walk up close to me.
Yeah.
The whole idea of a scare zone for me is to walk into an area and not
you're
know.
not safe. Yeah.
No, you're not safe, but not know where they're going to be coming from. In this situation, unless you're completely oblivious, you know exactly where they're coming from.
You're on edge. You're ready.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And
Other than that, it was like unbelievably entertaining. It was
Yeah.
funny. It was scary at times. It was gruesome. There was a lot of cool things in there. The concept is really awesome.
and I don't mean to like bash it to smithereens. For what they're doing and the space they're doing, I'm sure they did it very well.
No, they really did. I mean, like, I walked through it 3 times because I wanted to get footage and I wanted to look at things. I think my favorite section was Cinco de Mayo, because they were just playing like Tequila on loop, and they were playing that on loop, and then all the monsters were wearing sombreros, or they were wearing like very decorative dresses and things like that. You hear throwing up in the background, like burping, throwing up. I think it was just fun and really funny.
Yeah.
The Independence Day one was pretty entertaining, but ultimately I think the best standout portion of it was the turkey monster that had its own small little section. It was very itty bitty, but he was super unique compared to everything else.
Turkey monster.
So those were all the scare zones at Halloween Horror Nights this year. Like we said, great concepts, not the greatest in execution with regards to the layouts of where they're kind of dedicated to.
Okay, that's fair.
So, and Nikki, so this is how I kind of wanted to do this. Instead of you asking me, hey, what'd you think about blah, blah, blah? Hey, what'd you think about this guy? Hey, how's that one? Not that
I talk like that.
talk like that. But I figured we'll go from my least favorite all the way to the best maze I think that's at Halloween Horror Nights this year.
Okay.
So we'll go from 8 all the way to number 1.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
So, let's start off with number 8. Number 8, I think this is no surprise to you, The Walking Dead, simply because it's a year-round attraction
Yeah.
that's always there. They just add a couple other monsters in there. Call it a day.
Whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
Next, Number 7, I can't even read my own writing. Goodness gracious. Oh, number 7 is The Horrors of Blumhouse.
Okay.
So I don't know if this was like another expectation for you from me, but this maze, although I think they did a very good job at handling the IPs that were in there, I just don't think that the scares were all too effective. They never really got me once. I felt that they were a little predictable, and I just think that the IPs in general that they were using don't necessarily lend themselves to a maze.
And that was our concern when we were talking about this in an earlier episode, that the IPs just weren't really translatable into maze form because of the content.
Like Truth or Dare is better suited for maze more than Unfriended.
Yeah.
Like Unfriended is not in any way, shape, or form conducive to a maze. Like you're just gonna have these graphic scenes. The way that they handled it was having the girl that was the demon girl ghost that was taking over their computer and killing them all was in each scene kind of in a demonic form, jumping out of like a closet or a window.
Okay.
Or the shower or whatever it may be. So that's kind of how they worked with the scares. The scares were always from that girl. For Truth or Dare, obviously the scares were coming from either like the big smiley face people or random statues popping out at you and stuff like that because you're supposed to be in Mexico at some point. Stuff like that. And the one thing that confused me the most, and I actually found out later what it was, is on the front of the big facade it says The Girl. I'm like, what's The Girl? I thought it was just Truth or Dare and Unfriended. Mm-hmm. So you're going through this portion called The Girl. There's this demonic girl walking around. There's like demons following them all around, and the demons are scaring you, the girl is scaring you, and I was thoroughly confused. I had no idea what was happening. I didn't know what movie it was or anything. And I said that on Instagram, and someone clarified saying, oh, they made up this IP around the Blumhouse intro.
Yeah, the girl in it.
So the girl walking around in the Blumhouse intro before movies,
yeah,
they made this story and this thing around that.
Yeah.
Which I do remember them saying that that's what that was going to be. But I still forgot. Like, it wasn't recognizable at all to me.
Isn't there usually a blip in the maps, like, describing the mazes? Did that say anything to that effect, or? Or did it just name the mazes?
I think it just named the mazes. I really don't remember anything other than, like, the actual 2 movies that I think everyone knows about.
Yeah, because I feel like if you were confused, then probably a lot of people were confused also.
I mean, I would assume that a lot of people were confused. They just assume Horror Nights. Oh, it's a movie, you know?
Yeah. Or like a
I'm
preview
at it
for
right
a
now.
movie that's coming out or something.
I see Truth or Dare. Truth or Dare. Yeah, no. That was pretty much it. No mention of it. And literally the graphic that we're looking at right now says it has a poster of Truth or Dare and Unfriended. Those are the only 2. So there's no real mention of it. I do remember them mentioning it once. I just don't remember where.
In what context?
In what context?
Yeah.
And I didn't find it scary because I was so concerned with trying to figure out what the hell was going on. I couldn't put my finger on what was happening. Like, all of a sudden these demons, like, there was this cool effect where there was the creepy girl with like a prosthetic on in the screen, then a demon appears behind her holding her shoulders, and then as soon as he disappears, the scare came from the doorway. But it's just, I found that predictable, but at the same time I'm just confused to what's happening.
Yeah.
So I mean, overall I feel like the maze was enjoyable to probably people who knew those movies and kind of were looking forward to this. But for me, it just didn't fit within my wheelhouse of what I'm expecting from a Halloween Horror Nights maze.
Got it.
I found it to be a little bit more predictable than it needed to be. But that's also the reason why it's my number 7 on the lower end of this list.
That's fair.
So, number 7 goes to number 6, and this might be a shocker to you. A slight shocker.
Is it Trick or Treat?
It is Trick or Treat.
What?
For me, I was really excited for Trick or Treat. You know how big of a Trick or Treat fan I am.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I love that movie,
Yeah.
and I love Sam so much, and the Scare Zone was fantastic. And we also got to experience the Scare Zone in Orlando, which I feel like kind of took a little bit of the glory away from this.
Yeah.
Because since we've experienced it and since we finally saw it within a familiar environment, I feel like the expectations were a lot higher than if I hadn't seen anything.
Got it.
If that makes any sense. I know a lot of people have expectations without seeing anything, but for me, it's a little bit turned around. It's like, I've already seen an incarnation of this at a different park, albeit another Universal park, for Halloween Horror Nights, but the one in Orlando.
Yeah.
I already now I have an expectation of what it should be and what it should look like, even if it's a scare zone. And for me, I don't feel like Trick or Treat necessarily delivered on a few different things. I feel like there was way too many black hallways, an issue that I know you and I talk about all the time.
It's a pet peeve of ours.
It's a really big pet peeve, and there was a lot of black hallways, like a ton.
Yeah.
A ton of black hallways. And for me, I think it just kind of, like, I'm trying not to say it in a really mean way, I just think it's a little lazy at times. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what the situation is. I don't know if it's a lack of money. I don't know if it's a lack of creativity. I mean, it's John Murray and Chris Williams. We've seen
They're
them put out
folks.
Yeah, we've seen them put out content, and even for this year, content that is above and beyond anything that I could have ever expected.
Yeah.
And I don't know where the problem lies, where something is not connecting. Why could we have something as good as Amazing, I'm going to talk about today, my number one, but have something like Trick or Treat that has this huge following and isn't necessarily delivered upon?
It has the potential to be just as good of a maze, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, a lot of the scares were in the black hallways with Sam. The transition area hallways were used to a certain extent to kind of help place and chapter the scenes. So you have the principal, the school bus massacre, Meet Sam, Halloween party night, surprise party, or kind of setting those chapters for those different scenes. I don't feel like you need those. I don't think you need those at all.
Even if you
were to have a forest without any words, with Sam sitting on a log, that could be your transition.
Yeah, like Sam could be the intro to each section.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's necessary to do those black hallways, because coming from a black hallway to their school bus massacre, I wasn't even a fan of the way that was executed, because the two scares that were there I don't feel like they were effective. They were too far away.
Yeah. And
that could all be tuned into the fact that it was opening night and they don't have their scares down. But even with that being said, other mazes did have their scares down.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit unbalanced there. I mean, the scenes that they did have, obviously the school bus massacre, they had werewolves eating people. You have a static Sam sitting there while a werewolf is like eating somebody up, which is awesome. They had a really good scare where the animatronic werewolf jumps out of the wall at you. That's great. Obviously they had the scene with the principal with the kid throwing up and you see Sam in the window.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. That's great. There really wasn't a scare in that scene, though.
Yeah.
It was just that.
Just
and then there was a scare in the black hallway with Sam following right after. Mm-hmm. And then there was a few other moments, like McCready. I think it's McCready. I don't remember the guy's name, but it was the scene with the house with all the pumpkins in front of it, and Sam's attacking him with the big knife.
Yes.
That scene actually never takes place. What you get is you walk in and you see the hallway filled with candy, and you round the corner and Sam is on the ceiling, upside down, spitting water at everyone. Of course he's spitting water at everyone. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
And you turn the corner, you go into the bedroom, and the old man's under the covers, like, screaming the lit up pumpkins in the corner, and then you have Sam in the window, which you could see Sam standing there before the scare, not doing anything, and then as soon as the thing goes off, he grabs the curtains and like shakes them out and then goes back underneath.
Yeah.
I just feel like it just doesn't feel like they spent as much time trying to develop it as they could have.
Yeah.
It's just a really big disappointment for me, because like I said, Trick or Treat is such a huge thing for me.
Yeah.
Love that movie, and I just don't feel like the maze delivered.
That's unfortunate. That I know a lot of people were excited about it, not just you, and And while it is cool just to see the scenes and your characters out there, you want the quality too, and it's sad that it wasn't quite there to where you wanted it.
And the thing is that I don't, and it's not beating you down for the word that you chose. The quality is there. Whatever sets that we do have, they look great. No,
and that's not really what I meant. I meant I know the quality, the production value is there. It's the overall experience.
Yeah, it's the overall experience. I really feel like those black hallways take away majorly from the flow of the maze and from being scared, I feel like the scares in those black hallways are cheap. They're extremely cheap in my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like those are just cheap jump scares. I feel like if you were to build up tension within a scene and then get them from there, even with the lights and noise and everything, then that's well done. Then you've deserved that scare. I mean, it just comes off as a little cheap to me.
Yeah, no, I
So
get it.
I mean, it makes me sad. I don't like that.
It's kind of taking the easy way out rather than thinking of inventive new ways to scare.
And there are mazes on this list that have extremely inventive scares.
Yeah.
It's just things that we've seen from them before. And I want to see new things.
Yeah, exactly.
As a fan and somebody who's going to continually go to this event, who's gone years and years and years and years, and will continue to go years and years and years and years, and grow up my children going to an event like this. I want to see new things.
Yeah.
That's important to me.
As does everyone who goes year after year.
I want new tactics on how to make me poop my pants. That's what I'm expecting. So that was my number 6. That's Trick or Treat. Then my next one, I seriously can't read. Oh, the next one that I chose was The First Purge.
Okay.
So I said on my Instagram feed, and I still agree with this, is it possible to hate a movie but love the maze?
I think it is.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't like The First Purge all that much. I think it was kind of blah. Why do we need this? The trilogy I felt was kind of summed up. And this new movie really undermines everything that kind of happened in a lot of the other films. Mm-hmm. But The First Purge, I actually feel like was kind of executed rather well.
Was it the first Purge movie to actually get its own maze?
No.
It was in Blumhouse last year.
You are right. You are 100% right.
And then it's been
actually,
scare
yes.
zones. So maybe it just worked well as a whole maze.
There was a lot of scares. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily inventive scares, but they were placed in the right moments that can get you multiple times.
Got it.
There was a hallway that was like a house that you're walking through, and there was a guy on this side and a guy on this side, but the doors were kind of staggered. So if he scared you, then this guy could scare you right afterwards. And there was lights and sound effects, of course, tagged on.
Yeah.
But it's this ping pong effect that can happen, which is great. And those guys were energetic. They weren't just and then went back in their holes. They were came out. You just went for it.
That's good.
Yeah, and one of them actually was making that noise too. He was super into it, which throws everyone off because you're walking through slowly and this guy starts coming through fast and furious,
like a ninja.
Yeah, seriously. I think some of the scenes were really fun. I think the distractions that they were using. There was one sequence where you're walking down a wider hallway, and at the very end, there's this girl swinging with this red hair. And to the right of that is a door, and then the actor comes out of there. I think that's a great distraction scare. Mm-hmm. I think that's really fun. There was a lot of distraction scares in this maze. And overall, I felt like there were a lot of scares in general, which is great. This one also had black hallways, but the difference for me is that it wasn't completely reliant on those black hallways. Mm-hmm. And when you did have those black hallways, there were a lot of noise driving you through that tunnel.
Yeah.
You had guns firing and police sirens and people yelling. You felt like you were in the Purge
there
at
was
nighttime.
Still a sense of tension.
Of course. Yeah, no, 100%. And I didn't ever really feel that in Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
There was audio and stuff going on, but I never felt like it ever drove that sense of dread.
Yeah.
Where, I felt like you said the tension was always there in the Purge with that music, gunfire, and all that stuff. All that noise just really overwhelms you when you're getting into those scenes. And there were some really fun scenes in there that had certain scares. Not all of them were perfect. Some of them did have flaws, like they just felt a little far off the path and wasn't really going to get everybody. But overall, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the high energy of the maze itself and had a really good time. And also, this was the maze that has the special password.
Ooh.
So every night of Halloween Horror Nights, Murray usually tweets out what the secret word is that night. You go into line, and there's a face character in line. Then you can say this secret word to, and they'll interact with you, and they'll end up giving you something.
And the things change that they give you night after night.
Yeah, so I went into this maze twice, and I got 2 different prizes. I got a battery. I got a battery.
Just a battery.
What'd you get? A rock. just a Duracell battery. No, he gave me a Band-Aid pack. So it said the first purge on the inside of like wipies and Band-Aids and stuff, which I found funny.
That's handy.
And there was another one that was a purge bumper magnet, which was funny as well. And for that night, the keyword was Skeletor, who was the first purger ever. So when you go up to this person who apparently is like trying to sign people up for the purge,
okay,
you say this word and he like kind of looks around. He's like, "Do you know who that is?" And I was like, "The first purger." And he's like, "Do you agree with that?" I was like, "Yes, I do. I find it rather impressive." And he's like, "Good. I like to hear that. We need more purgers around. Purge and purify." And then he would hand me like something.
That's fun.
Which is fun. I mean, they've done that in the years past. The first time I remember them doing it was for Hostel. You would approach the 2 girls up front. They gave you a business card for the business from the movie.
Yeah.
They did it for Insidious with the Spectral Sightings business card. They've done it for other movies where I've gotten like a movie poster, but it's like, I don't want a movie
What's
poster.
the vampire one that they did?
Oh, Dracula Untold?
No, it was the
Dracula one.
It's where
That's very descriptive.
it's like the nightclub vampire one.
Nightclub vampire one.
Arg.
I don't.
They made the TV show out of it that didn't. It was like a year or 2 ago.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They showed you pictures in that book.
They showed me
Oh my
pictures in that
God.
book. Oh, shoot.
It's the TV show made after the movie, and
TV show made after the
Yeah.
movie, and they showed me pictures in the book, and they were like, "Oh, it all means stuff." And the guy, and they were like brothers.
yeah.
They were brothers. Oh man. Oh. It was shoot. What was it called? Now it's really bothering me.
Your frustration dancing.
Dusk Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah.
I was dancing. Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Dusk Till Dawn. Yes, they did it for that one. And last year, I believe it was Insidious again that they had it
It was
for.
Insidious again.
So this year it was for... Oh, and they also did it for Krampus. Sorry, it was
Yes,
Krampus.
Krampus.
And
Yeah,
it was the Frozen
guy.
mailman. He's
Uh-huh.
singing cheery songs and stuff, which was
Yeah.
great. But I actually really like this kind of concept for horror nights because they have these face characters that can kind of be placed from the movies and interact with people who are going into this experience to kind of get them in that mindset already.
Yeah.
Which I think is great. But sometimes they don't say anything. Sometimes they're just kind of there and people are like staring at them like, "Oh, who's that weirdo?" But they don't know who he is until someone else approaches him, and it's almost like word of mouth. You kind of can see
Yeah.
it. Like the first time I was like, "Hey, Skeletor," you'd be like, what the heck is Skeletor?
Yeah.
And kind of watch our interaction, which is really fun. Because I liked watching other people's interaction with them. So that's one thing that Universal does that I haven't seen anybody else do that I think is super cool.
Yeah, no, that is super fun.
So for me, that also kind of adds on to why I like the maze, because they had that added in. Mm-hmm. So the first purge was number 5. Number 4 for me was Stranger Things. And
That low.
yeah, and it was and I think it was my own dang fault because I went in it with the lights on.
True.
So I knew where everything was coming from. But overall, I feel like this, and I said it on the feed, and I truly mean it. This maze is the reason why people should come to Halloween Horror Nights. It is a unbelievably perfect example of what they are capable of doing when they, I guess, want to. I feel like it's a unbelievably great representation of what the show is. I feel like the sets are outstanding. I feel like the special effects that they were using was really cool. The sound design was cool. The actors were cast perfectly. And throughout the line leading up into it, they're blasting 80s music. What is more awesome than that? The thing where it falters for me is that I just didn't find it scary.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
That was partially probably already because you knew where some of the scares are coming from because you did take the lights on tour.
Yeah, and then also Stranger Things isn't scary.
It's not a jumpy, scary thing. It's a suspension.
It's suspension.
Yeah. You know what I mean.
Suspenseful.
Yeah, that word.
That's the word you're looking for. It's a suspenseful show. It's about the build-up. It isn't about the hit afterwards.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it partially doesn't work as well. It's just not a property that you would expect to be at Halloween Horror Nights. And I mean, Murray has even said that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that means that it necessarily was a bad choice to be there. I think it rounds out the event really, really well because you have these different kinds of properties. And I think Stranger Things is a huge draw. So one, it's marketing, like super smart to get that in there and to do something that has that huge of a draw. Guess what? Everyone runs there the moment that they get in the park.
Yeah.
They want to run there first. They want to experience Stranger Things. And for it to be in a soundstage, it allowed it to kind of be a little bit more grand, which I think is really smart as well. And I went through it a few different times. There were some good scares that I saw people get like in front of me. Like I knew where they were coming from and I was waiting for it. And the moment it happened, people freaked out and I was laughing. You know, I was having a great time watching people get the crap scared out of them. One of the moments that I actually thought was really, really fun is before you go into like that void area in Hawkins' lab, you walk into this large room where the kind of like the upside down vine, red vine things are kind of everywhere growing. And they have the doctor, you know, the gray haired guy, and they have his line playing through the speakers, but he would walk up straight to someone's face and say that line to them. And I just feel like it was really effective.
Yeah.
The guy that they got looked like the actor, and he did a really good job at selling his emotions in that dialogue. Even though the dialogue's coming from all the speakers, he did a really good job at like getting in someone's face and saying that line. And he wasn't joking. Like he would look you right in the eyes and say the line.
That's creepy.
Like he meant it.
That's personal. You know, that affects people.
Yeah, no, and I think that's why it worked. And I'm getting excited thinking about it because I could see it affecting people.
Yeah.
Of course it didn't affect me, but like I was filming him and he went past my phone. Like I was holding my phone up like this and he leaned past my phone to look at my face.
So he cared more about affecting you than camera time.
Yeah, which a lot of actors like the camera.
Yeah.
Of course they do. It's not like they have their regular face out there, but when they see their monster, they get excited.
Yeah.
So, of course I'm going to jump in front of the camera. But this guy, he wasn't joking. He went past my camera to look at me in the face. It's like, it's calling out to you. Don't be scared. You know, like it's unnerving when somebody does that.
Yeah.
You don't know who they are. And touching also upon kind of what I had mentioned before, the whole Hawkins lab, and it being on a soundstage allowed for more grandeur. The Hawkins lab set, it was really tall.
Yeah.
So when you come out of the forest, you approach a big van, like a real van, and all these goons of that guy are outside in their hazmat suits with flashlights and walking up to you like, who are you? You know, and all that stuff. And you hear the dialogue from the kids saying the Demogorgon's here and all that stuff. And it was just fun. It was well done, and hearing just the pounding Stranger Things theme as you course through that maze was so much fun and so cool.
That's awesome.
And I don't think to like, yeah, it's Halloween Horror Nights. You're expecting something to be scary. That's what you're hoping for. But I do think that events need something that alleviates the tension every now and again that happens to be funny or cool or just spooky, something haunting.
Yeah.
And I feel like Stranger Things could kind of fill that void because it isn't overtly scary like we were talking about. The product, the show, isn't horror.
Yeah.
It has elements of horror, but it's mainly about suspense.
Yeah.
And I feel like they did a really good job of kind of encapsulating what the show feels like.
Well, that's good.
And this is also another really great example of what they can do,
Yeah.
because the maze was gorgeous.
Not many
It was
black hallways.
beautiful. There was some black hallways, but nothing outrageous, nothing
Yeah.
egregious.
Got it.
Nothing that bothered me and
Yeah.
stood out like big time. So Stranger Things is gonna be, it's like the hit of the season. Like everyone wants to go into it, but for me, it's my number 4. Can you guess my number 3? Without looking, don't cheat. Stop staring.
No, I'm trying to think of what's left.
I can tell you what's left.
Well,
Want to tell you what's left?
Yeah.
Poltergeist, Universal Monsters, and Halloween 4. Those are the 3 that are left.
Okay, I think Halloween 4 is third.
You are correct! You're the next winner of the Price is Right! Don't look at my list, you cheater!
Well, I know it's number 1.
Well, because we talk.
We do talk, but you did not tell me what your number 3
We
is.
communicate.
Well, that's important. We are married.
That's true.
Yes.
You're pregnant?
Surprise.
I thought you just got fat.
Well, then you're very kind for not saying anything for 9 months as I slowly got wider and wider
Engorged.
and straight out.
I'm just kind.
Yeah, you're just kind.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Moving on. Halloween 4 was my number 3. I've always, and this is no surprise to anyone who listens to the show, but Halloween has always been a favorite maze of ours. It's always executed so wonderfully. It always has an ending that's very cerebral, ends up playing along the lines of, can never kill the boogeyman, which I always really like. I like just ending on that note, that very haunting note. This maze, unfortunately, doesn't necessarily end that way like it has in the past. But the reason why it ranks so high is for the sheer number of scares that are in this attraction. Like, it's ridiculous. I lost count how many times I saw Michael jumping out of nowhere with a knife.
Were they all Michael Myers scares?
Ah, man, I have a hard time remembering.
Or like majority?
The majority was Michael Myers scares. I remember that we did have a Halloween 3 Season of the Witch cameo with the 3 kids wearing the 3 different masks with shaker cans jumping over the walls.
Okay.
So that was there. I don't remember any other scares that weren't Michael. I just remember those specific ones. If there were, I just don't remember. It's a big haze.
Yeah.
But overall, I felt like the maze was designed well. I thought there was really fun elements. And I felt like the scares were there. The scares definitely got me. And there were so many of them, like I had said. Love the Halloween 3 nod because they skipped it. And there was one section of it where, Michael Myers in this movie isn't wearing his mask the entire time. He's wearing these gauze around his face because at the end of Halloween 2, the whole thing blows up. He's in the hospital, it blows up, and that was supposed to be the end of Michael Myers. Like, he was supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
The movies are over, and they were going to move on to these new series like Season of the Witch. So at the beginning of Halloween 4, he's in the hospital with the big wraps around his face because of those burns. So at the beginning of part of the maze, you have Michael Myers in that like gauze wrapping all over his face. Yeah. And there's this really cool illusion that they did where it wasn't really illusion but moment where there's a Dr. Loomis character and he has his gun out and he's shooting Michael across the way, so you're walking parallel to Dr. Loomis and he's shooting in the direction that you're walking, and you cross his line of fire. So you're looking at him, and then you see like this static Michael behind the doorway that kind of appears and disappears. And you're like, well, I don't want to get shot, even though in your head, you're like, it's a fake gun. It's a fake gun, you're fine.
Yeah.
Your survival instincts kicked in. You're like, I don't want to get shot. You're kind of like...
You hesitate
and like pay attention to the fact that he's there. Then Michael comes right at you from the front, which I think is awesome.
That's fun.
A lot of door ones where he just shows up with his knife and then goes back in.
Yeah.
They had a section where they had the different white blankets with the Halloween music playing. I think that's really fun. And I think my favorite portion of the maze was the scene in the movie where he kills the electrician that's out at the, I guess the power plant thing. He like throws him up against it and he just gets electrocuted. And then the movie, it turns all, like shuts the lights out for the entire city. In this scene, you're walking through these fences, and a live actor is in there, like, like just shaking around like that, and he's getting electrocuted. The lights are flashing everywhere. You hear like sparking, and then Michael gets you right as you exit. I just think it was so much fun. Like the guy is just like convulsing in there. I wouldn't want to be him the entire season.
That seems like a tough job.
Excuse me, sir. Mr. Murdy, what do I do for the entire season? Convulse. So I really enjoyed that scene, and just how many times Michael pops up. You know, in prior, I would have to say that he pops up even more than in prior years, from my memory.
Yeah.
I could be remembering it wrong, but I feel like Michael was just so prevalent in this maze, more so than any other time.
Well, that's good.
So, for me, that's kind of what makes it stand out. There were some black hallways, but nothing, once again, unbelievably egregious, in my opinion. Nothing that ultimately stood out as something that was deterrent from me appreciating what the maze was.
Yeah. And I know you said that in the past 2 years that we had Halloween mazes, we really appreciated the ending and how kind of cerebral and just impressive it was. And you said that's the one part where it kind of fell short for you.
A little bit, yeah. They didn't really have something, or
like anticlimactic,
or if it was there, it just went over my head.
Yeah,
it was a blur. Like it just happened so quick. But yeah, no, it was the one maze that of the trilogy of the Halloween mazes that they had. I don't feel like its ending lived up to how good it was prior to that.
Got it.
So that's just me.
That's nitpicky though.
Huh?
That's nitpicky. Like overall, you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, no, that's unbelievably nitpicky for me.
Yeah.
I immediately got defensive when you said that was nitpicky. I was like, no, I'm not being nitpicky. And I'm like, oh wait, yes, I am being nitpicky. That's very nitpicky. Overall, I really enjoyed the maze. I really like Michael Myers a lot, which really helps. I think he's an awesome horror icon. If we could do all the Halloween mazes except for Halloween Resurrection with Busta Rhymes, because I don't want to see somebody get cast as Busta Rhymes, I'd be happy. So, Halloween H2O, maybe even that. I don't know.
I think they'll do the new one for sure. Probably next year.
Do you think they'll do it next year?
I think they might. Yeah.
You never know.
I think they might skip the rest and then just do the new one next year.
Really?
I think so.
I don't know. It just feels like they're going in order. I feel like that would be terrible.
Maybe they just will never do the other ones. Otherwise, how long would it take to get to the new one?
Not that long.
3 years?
I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5.
That's a long time. That's a long time for a movie to stay in people's like
psyche.
Yeah.
Good point. I don't know. We'll see what they end up doing, but it doesn't shock me that they would skip everything just to do that one.
I'm calling it.
Especially if it does well, which it is doing well.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Yep.
And so, we are down to 2 mazes left for Halloween Horror Nights 2018. And I'm pretty sure I've already told you what my favorite maze is. Stop peeking down at my paper.
I already know what your favorite maze was.
Fine, then what is this number 2?
It is the other one that you mentioned. I forgot which 2 are left. Honestly, I know you're number 1.
We have Poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist and Universal Monsters.
Yeah, number 2 is Poltergeist.
Wrong.
Really?
No, you're right.
Oh, I knew it. You liar. I don't have much to do this episode because I didn't go to the event, so let me guess correctly.
Anyway, moving forward. Yes, Poltergeist was my number 2. This was one that I wasn't necessarily looking forward to. It wasn't like on the top of my list. Like, oh my god, I'm so excited to see this one. Halloween and Stranger Things took that place. But I feel like Poltergeist was executed so well. So well. The iconic scenes, building that out through this attraction. And even in the dark hallways, they did have scares in those dark hallways. But it didn't bother me because the dark hallways weren't super long at times. I mean, there was a moment where it was so dark that I hit my face into a wall. I started like grabbing around for people, just trying to figure out which way to go, and I turned the wrong way.
You said that in your Instagram story.
Yeah, like, that was bad. But overall, what the content that was there overpowered those black hallways for me. They were the iconic moments I felt like they were displayed correctly and put into the maze as best they could. Having the clown have its own scene, which I'm in love with that clown. That clown was amazing.
Yeah.
The clown coming out from underneath the bed, having the steak crawl across the counter, the stacked up chairs, the guy pulling his flesh off of his face, Carol Ann putting her hands on the TV with the portal opening up over the TV, and then in the next hallway you have a giant projection of a TV and a hand pops out of the TV. Like, that's great. And in some of those black hallways, you did have this portal effect lighting happening over the top of the doorways.
Yeah.
Partially to blind you, because the next thing that you see are these gigantic skulls popping out at you.
At least that makes them suspenseful. I like those lights.
Yeah, definitely suspenseful, because you can't see what's in front of you. Mm-hmm. You're blinded. Blinded by the light.
Nice.
Giant skull gonna pop out and scare you. I don't know. That's pretty much it. That's all I got, guys. Leave your tips. Tip your waiters. But yeah, no, it sets up those giant skulls, which the first time I went through, I didn't get wet, and I was with a friend of ours, Ken, from Theme Park Access. He's like, "Did you get wet by those big skulls?" I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" The second time we went through, I got completely soaked. Like, drenched. I got spit on by a giant skull. So like moments like that are just, I think, are very fun. I do enjoy how they executed the different scenes. I think my favorite scene of all of them is the scene where you have the father say, You moved the headstones, but you left the bodies. And you're walking down this walkway that's completely filled with caskets with not real zombies and real zombies. And you don't know which ones are going to be popping out at you. And there's these strobe lights flashing all around. And you're like, oh, which one is it? Very suspenseful, very effective.
Yeah.
And it actually got me a couple times because they would just like jump out in front of your face.
That's awesome.
I think it was extremely effective, and I think it was a smart way to kind of set up that idea that there's all these things showing up.
Yeah.
So, really like that. I think the only thing that I'm going to be nitpicky about is I feel like there was a giant missed opportunity to have these black hallways be stark white hallways. Like blankets and stuff, and just flowy and bright white. Fill it with a little bit of fog.
Yeah.
I feel like that was an extremely big missed opportunity, because for me, like when I think about Poltergeist, and they kind of go into that after realm, and they're out there where the big skulls are and stuff, at least in the maze sense, it's fitting.
Yeah.
You could have all of that and have it be a very different environment.
Yeah.
And you don't need to do that much decorating to make that happen.
Yeah, you just need to make it uber bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, and put fog in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
So that's just me. That's a nitpicky thing. I wish there was a little bit less hallways. But all the scenes really add up to a lot more for me than I do if I were to be complaining about it.
Yeah.
And the facade is cool. You walk right into the house.
Yeah, that's super cool.
That's awesome. And I just loved every moment of this maze. Every single moment. It was just so much fun. The scares were good. The scares got me. Even the unintentional scare of being scared of being lost inside the darkness. All of it. It just, for me, it landed. It was executed perfectly. I loved it so much.
That's great.
So.
And side note, I need to watch Poltergeist again.
Do you not remember it very well?
No. I've seen it, but it's been a long time. Usually I prioritize like the movies that I haven't seen for a long time. If they're going to be mazes, I prioritize to watch them again, but I knew I wasn't going this year.
So it didn't really matter.
Yeah, but I would like to watch it again because it's been years since I've seen it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we're down to the number one maze for me, and I think it deserves it. Unbelievably.
For a lot of people, I think. I heard lots of chatter online that night that you went about this being people's favorites.
And the number one is Universal Monsters. And this was the maze that Murdy was being super ambivalent about sharing.
Yeah.
He before it was officially announced, he's like, oh, the next one, I care about it so much, and people told me not to do it. You know, I'm going to do it anyway. And everyone's like, we know it's Universal Monsters, man. We know you like the Universal Monsters. So just come out and say it. And eventually it was announced that it was Universal Monsters, his take on them, but classic monsters, if that makes sense. Reimagined and updated, but still, the essence is still the original.
Yes.
And I loved this maze from beginning to end. Every single set, every single mask, every single piece of music, every set. I loved how it started out in the Universal Plaza, because I mentioned it to you, it was so good right off the bat that I forgot that we were in the Universal Plaza, and as soon as we exited that scene, I was like, oh crap, here's the actual facade. I forgot about actually going into this thing. Like, I thought that I was so engrossed in everything else that I forgot.
Yeah.
So I just thought that it was executed so well, and you could tell that he has passion for this. You could tell that he cares. You could tell that he loves these characters, because I feel like they were treated with respect, and I feel like each scene was dedicated perfectly and designed perfectly to what each monster was. And each one gets a really good scare. You know, you have the Wolfman getting a scare. You get Frankenstein's monster getting a scare. We even have this really cool scene where Frankenstein is cutting up the Bride of Frankenstein, and she's in pieces. And it was an actress playing, like, from, like, the neck up, and she's, like, looking around at everybody. But all of her pieces are just laying sprawled out throughout the table, and he's sawing away at her while the monster is in the corner coming at people.
Yeah.
You know, it's inventive, it's fun. They even had the Phantom of the Opera. And my favorite sequence that I didn't know how they were going to do it is the Invisible Man.
Yeah, we discussed in a previous episode that we weren't sure how
I was like, what, are they going to put him on strings?
Yeah, so describe how they actually did it.
So the whole wall was painted black. The actor was all in black, except for pieces of articles of clothes that were painted, but with like a black light on them. So the black light was shown at them, and it made all those pieces of clothing and articles that they were wearing stand out on the black. So when they're standing in front of black, they disappear.
Yeah, so he faded into the background.
And the clothes pop out.
Yeah.
It was so smart and so simple.
It's like
And it wasn't even a scare.
It's like a poor man's green screen.
It was so good. It was so good. And it was one of my favorite moments, and it wasn't even scary.
Yeah. It was really cool, though. You showed me a video of it.
And my other favorite moment was because I've never had a maze make me feel sad or feel bad.
Oh, yeah.
I've never been in a maze or a haunted house where I felt bad.
Yeah.
You know, that sense of dread and that sense of urgency and that sense of suspense faded away at the moment I saw the monster holding
Frankenstein's monster.
the monster, Frankenstein's monster.
Just to clarify for the
Yes. Holding the body of the dead child from the movie, saying, friend? Like, questioning it. And it's like, oh, it like tugs at your heartstrings. Yeah. And then right around the corner, you get punched with a scare from the werewolf.
Yeah.
So, it's just so many little itty-bitty pieces that just add up to a fantastic attraction. Yes, it's cool that when you exit, you go into the masquerade scare zone, quote, scare zone. But I loved just having this maze, and I want to see it done again.
Yeah.
I really do. Because it was great. So, I mean, I could talk for so long about this, and how well executed it was in its different sections and things like that. So, and I think everyone, like you said, everyone who's talking about Halloween Horror Nights right now is talking up this maze. You know, it seems to be a favorite, and I feel like throughout the season, it's going to catch on, and this maze is going to have really long waits once people figure out how good it is. Because right now, obviously, the thing that they notice is Stranger Things.
Yeah.
That's the big draw.
They get drawn to the big names.
But as soon as they realize how good it is, I guarantee you that line's going to be really long. It's really impressive. And that maze alone, along with Stranger Things, are the reason why I get so upset when I see these long black hallways for nothing.
Because you know how it could be done.
Because I know how it could be done. I know and have examples of the way it should be done.
Yeah.
And we know that Murdy and Chris, like we said, are talented. And they could do this. I just don't know where the problem lies in not executing it in that manner.
I think, honest opinion, I think there's only 2 of them, you know? They put their heart and passion into maybe 3 mazes, you know, out of the year. And the rest kind of suffer because 8 mazes is a lot for 2 people.
They have to have other people helping them.
Yeah, but given how much creative freedom, you know? Like,
true, good point.
Like, are they 2 the masterminds behind every maze, and then they just give orders to a crew, you know? Or do they hand off certain mazes with, like, enough liberty for other people to make changes and give ideas, you know, and then they focus on, like, 2 or 3 of the mazes, you know? So we don't know how their process is, and I think it kind of suffers because, like, as talented as they are, 8 mazes is a lot for 2 people. And I think a bigger crew, more brains, more ideas, I think everything would benefit.
And bringing new ideas to the table.
Yeah.
So say there's 4 people instead of just 2, and each person gets 2 mazes to focus on.
Yeah. Like,
And then everyone comes together and nitpicks each other's projects and says, maybe we should try this, maybe we should try that, and they all kind of have input on each other's projects, but ultimately there is one sole person who's kind of in charge of those 2.
Yeah, with maybe John and Chris getting final say, you know, like, however they want to do it. I just think the more minds, the better. The more minds, the less black hallways. That, like, me, from an outsider perspective, that's just what I see could help, and that's just what I feel like could potentially be the problem. And I mean, I have no clue. I have no clue of what their process is, you know. So this is just me brainstorming.
Yeah.
And that's all the input I have for that.
That's all I've got to say about that.
Stop making me Forrest Gump. I feel like you've done that a lot this season.
Well, you say a lot of things that sound like that. You say a lot of things like that.
I just don't. No more Forrest Gump references in our show.
My bad.
I'm vetoing it.
Lieutenant Dan, ice cream. Ice cream, Lieutenant Dan.
Have you seen the meme of the cat in a bed, but the bed is just like 4 sticks?
Yeah.
And it says, Lieutenant Dan, you got new legs.
Yes, I have seen that.
That's random, but
That is a very big offshoot from Halloween Horror Nights.
It makes me laugh. Everyone go and Google
Lieutenant Dan, you got new legs.
Cat Lieutenant Dan. Go Google it.
Cat
I don't know
Lieutenant
what
Dan.
you're gonna find, but maybe you'll find what I'm referencing.
Be forewarned.
I'm gonna Google it
don't-
after and see what people see. Cat Lieutenant Dan.
This is the kind of stuff that you get from our show. Cat Lieutenant Dan.
Just Google cat anything.
Okay, moving on.
No, like Cat Michael Myers. See what happens.
I wonder what shows up. I have no idea. I've never Googled that before in my life.
Send us an email with your
Findings.
Your cat findings.
Your cat findings.
Please. We beg all the time for people to send us emails, but they don't. So
You're genuinely mad about that.
I am. People talk to us. We are very friendly, and I want to see your cat emails.
Be my friend.
I am on maternity leave, and I'm alone all day. Send me cat emails.
What? How did we get here? How did we end up at cat emails? Because I'm lonely and sad at home.
Do you know why? It's because you compared me to Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
That's why. It's all
So
your
it's
fault.
all my fault.
It is all your fault.
Okay, cool. I'm okay with that then. If it means that I get to call you Forrest Gump.
No, you don't. That's still my request.
Oh, so I
is still on the table.
can't. So I still can't do it.
No.
Oh, well, that's lame.
Let's move on. No. Please talk to me, people.
That brings us to the end of our conversation about Halloween Horror Nights 2018 at Universal Studios Hollywood. Let us know. Did you agree with my list? Or do you disagree? Where do these mazes land on your numbered list from 1 to 8 for this year's event. And I still stand by what I said at the beginning. I think that this year is probably one of the best that it's had in a very long time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that the IPs are great. I think that the themes like Holidays in Hell, Toxic Tunnel are really fun as scare zones. Having Hell's Harvest, Trick or Treat as a scare zone, all of the above. So thumbs up to the team there. Hopefully they're going to kick ass on another year of Halloween Horror Nights. So we're looking forward to all of that, and even visiting Halloween Horror Nights 2018 a couple more times, hopefully, before the end of the season.
Hopefully you have a September pass.
Yes, so I need to go.
Try to go again.
A few more times. So trying to get that done. But anyway, Nikki, guess what? Guess what?
We have a review.
Yeah!
Awesome.
A 1-star review.
Oh.
They didn't write anything, though.
Oh. Why are we mentioning them?
Because I thought it was funny.
Oh.
I don't know. I feel like it's a rite of passage. You ain't a
I guess
podcast
so.
unless you get a 1-star review.
Someone doesn't like us. Maybe they don't like my tangents.
Maybe they don't like your cuteness.
Well, maybe. But you know what? They didn't leave a comment with it, so we'll never know.
My mind goes random places, so I'm just going to stop now before following down that path.
Yeah, don't go down the rabbit hole.
And continue on our normal subject matter.
Well, 1-star review lever. If you are still listening, which why, if you hate us so much, we are not bothered.
You sound a little bothered.
I'm not bothered.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I was just sounding aggressive. Did I sound aggressive?
Yeah, you be aggressive. Yeah, you did. You sounded very aggressive.
Oh yeah. Well, we're not bothered. People like us.
We're good people. No, yeah, I just wanted to share it because I thought it was funny. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. I do the show because I find it entertaining to do the show.
You do the show because you like to talk about this stuff.
I also like to talk.
Yeah, that's true. I don't like to talk. Why do I do this show?
Because you love me.
Because I love you. That's why.
Anyway, moving away from that, thank you everybody for listening to our very first episode of the Halloween season.
Kickoff.
Halloween kickoff. And Mario as well.
And you forgot to turn your phone on silent.
My bad. It's work.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you head on over to iTunes and leave us a 1-star
No,
review.
a 5-star. Don't listen to him. A 5-star written review, please.
Yes, because we will read it here on the show
Yes,
and
we
give you
will.
a shout out. And it always helps out the show. It brings us up higher in the standings and helps us be findable for more people to enjoy us.
Yeah.
So make sure you head on over to iTunes and do that. And then also, if you want to visit our website, where we have, I don't know why I did the rainbow thing. The rainbow movement
hand
over my
motions
head.
like
I'm doing
you
a
can
lot of
see
hand
him.
motions like people can see me. I always do that. I always do that every single show.
You do.
I always mention it. But if you want to head over to our website, it's themeparkduo.com. You can find our reviews and lots of cool pictures from our visits to these events. I don't have anything up quite yet for Halloween Horror Nights. By the time this episode posts, I might actually have something up.
Yep.
But we will have all of our reviews for all the different haunts that we go to there. You can also find the link to our TeePublic site where you could find some t-shirts that we've designed for you guys to buy and wear all the time. So if you want to rep a Theme Park Duo t-shirt, you can buy one from our TeePublic page. So that's easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to follow us on any of the social media sites, you can follow us at Theme Park Duo on all of the social media platforms. That's Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to reach us, you can always email us at
themeparkduo@gmail.com. I'm going to refresh the email daily, hourly, for cats.
You're going to be deeply disappointed.
No, someone will care enough to do it.
Someone will care enough to send a lonely lady a cat photo.
Yes, please.
So what are the specifics here?
Just cats.
Just a cat. It doesn't have to be anything
like a
Halloween
funny,
specific.
No, just something funny about a cat.
Just a funny cat.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Easy enough. You heard it, everyone. Send them on over. Anyway.
I'm trying for audience interaction here, Gabe. I'm helping the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Interaction. Thanks once again, everybody, for listening to this week's show. And as always, there's always a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. See ya.
Thanks for riding with the theme park duo. Make sure to gather all your belongings before the end of the podcast. Bye-bye.